Hello and welcome to my Magicka Dragonknight PVP build for Markarth. This is a heavy armor build that is good for both CP and non-CP for BGs or open world. I use it in both with some minor adjustments that work great in both. So I'm going to jump right into it, get right into the stats. I'm going to buff up real quick. We are sitting at 3,500 spell damage, 24.9% spell critical. Our max Magicka is 32. Our health sits in at about 26 to 27,000 in Cyrodiil. Stamina is respectable 19,000. Magic recovery is pretty low. It's sitting at about 1,000, a little under 1,000, as well as our health recovery. But with Dragonknight, it's definitely doable. You can put more into recovery if you'd like, but this is the way I prefer to play. Our resistances, when buffed, sit at just under 30k, just about 25,000 physical resistances. We don't have a whole lot into penetration. We do have 2,800 in critical resistance. And then I am running the Atronach mundus as well as the Bewitched sugar skulls for the food. We'll jump right into sets. This is a proc set build through and through. This fits very well in the Markarth with everything that everyone's doing. But it works really well, and it is an AoE monster, and you do a lot of damage over time effects, but you also just have a lot of procs going on. So sets we are running are Crimson. I am running Crimson backbar with a sword and shield. Traits are kind of negligible. I'm doing sturdy and defending. I am running potions on the backbar, just standard damage, health, poisons. I'm sorry, I'm running poisons on the backbar, not potions. But just standard double dot damage, health, poisons, nothing crazy. And our other set that we're running on both bars is Overwhelming. Which when you deal damage with a class ability, surround yourself with a torrent that deals 1479 shock damage to enemies within 8 meters of you every 1 second for 6 seconds, as well as 50% of the damage you deal is then restored as Magicka. Has a very high uptime, as well as this helps with sustain. This is why I'm able to run such low recovery. Usually without that I would run about 1,200 Magicka recovery on a Magicka Dragonknight, but I'm able to get away with that because of Overwhelming. I kind of forgot to go over Crimson. So Crimson, what it does is after taking damage, you surround yourself in an 8-meter mist of blood. After 2 seconds, the mist is violently siphoned into your body, dealing 10,000, 11,000-ish damage, bleed damage to nearby enemies, and healing you for 100% of the damage done. So this does a ton of healing from taking damage, which is why I'm running on the back bar. And Overwhelming, since you need to activate a class damaging ability, I find it better to run front bar. But the reason why I can't just run a front bar Overwhelming is I am running Vateshran Inferno staff. It's nirnhoned with a weapon and spell damage enchant. I have run Sharpen here. I find the nirnhoned a little bit better. It helps with our heals and doing a little bit more damage. Sharpened is fine though. Infused is another good option. I just prefer nirnhoned here. Our last set, since Crimson helps with a lot of healing, Overwhelming helps to sustain. They both help with damage, and they both do AoE damage around you. The only logical choice is then run Grothdarr. It just helps with the damage. It is a proc chance of 10%, but it's off of any damage that you're within 8 meters, so it's up all the time. It has a really good uptime with 5-second duration, and then it can be procced every 10 seconds. It procs almost immediately every time. Gives you a little bit extra Magicka. I am running 3 infused jewelry, which are 2 spell damage and 1 cost reduction. You can put a recovery here and boost your magic recovery if you'd like. I think with Magicka Dragonknight especially, cost reduction is very, very useful. I am running, like I said, I'm running 5 heavy and 2 light because Overwhelming has to be in light, and the way I'm running it is I need all 5 active on the front bar. So 5-2. I run 3 infused pieces, kind of just the luck of the draw. It does help with stats. I may recommend running a reinforced piece on your chest and then running the rest in pen, or, you know, it's up to you. This is just the way I have it set up right now. So that's about it for item sets, and we'll jump into skills. Front bar with our Vateshrans, we are running Elemental Drain, which procs the Vateshran's effect, which it says casting weakness to elements on a target within 15 meters of you causes a surge of elemental energy to tether between you for 10 seconds. So that's, you can see, like, this is the effect it gives. I'm sure you've seen it by now. But what that does is, it's while the tether persists and you remain in range, enemies touching the tether take 3,000 flame, shock, or frost damage every 1 second, which increases 1% each time it deals damage up to 20%. So this is a great damage over time ability, and it's for free. It's just amazing. And what Elemental Drain does is it gives that major breach, so it reduces the resistances by 6,000. Also gives you minor Magicka steal, which helps with the sustain again. That's why I'm able to run such low magic recovery on this build, is partially because I'm running Elemental Drain. Vateshran and Elemental Drain is amazing. I run it on multiple Magicka builds. Phenomenal. Great damage over time. People kind of maybe don't know what it does exactly yet, so that definitely helps too. Running Cauterize front bar, which a lot of it is for the Major Prophecy. It is also a great burst heal. Love it. I always put it front bar as long as I'm not running Markarth. Next, running Fossilize. Great stun, mobilization. Really screws a lot of people up. A lot of people can't deal with Fossilize. It's almost cheesy. It's almost at the point where it's cheesy, in my opinion. Running Burning Embers, great damage over time. Synergizes well with Elemental Drain. Gives you a lot of healing. Gives them the burning status effect. We could run, I have run Engulfing Flames instead. It gives you 10% more fire damage. Kind of preference. I prefer the extra healing and the 100% chance of giving burning status effect, which just buffs our damage. And then I'm running Flame Lash. You can run the other morph. Again, the healing really helps. This is a build that I love to take and fight really, really outnumbered. Like, I may be in a group of 2 or 3, and we're fighting 20 people at once, and all the extra healing really helps. Ferocious Leap is our front bar ultimate. Probably the most amazing ultimate in the game. It is a reset of the fight, gives you a big shield, does a lot of damage, stuns, AoE stuns everyone in the area, and because of DK and their Earth and Heart passive, when you use an ultimate, you get resources back. So it's such a great reset of the fight. Backbar, we are running Degeneration, which gives us our major sorcery. It is also a great damage over time. I think people overlook that fact. There's some other builds where this is like my main damage over time, and it works great. Valtire Armor, it gives us our major resolve, which helps us our resistances. It also releases a spray of spikes around you, causing enemies to take 10,000 damage over 10 seconds. Another great damage over time. But it also returns damage. Returns 1,433 magic damage to enemy that uses a direct damage attacks you in melee range for the 20-second duration. So, adds up. Race Against Time helps give you major expedition, minor force, but the main reason I use this is for the immunity to the mobilizations and snares. Once you get used to that playstyle, or this particular playstyle, I stop trying to roll dodge out of things, and I use Race Against Time. It's become natural to me that I know when I'm immobilized or snared that I just use Race Against Time instead of wasting stamina. Phenomenal ability. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. Fragmented Shield gives us major mending. That is the main reason for this. It definitely gives us a little bit of a shield, but the major mending is the main reason why we run Fragmented Shield. Coagulating Blood is our one big burst heal. I mean, I guess Cauterizes too, but Coag's just, it's phenomenal. It gives you way higher health recovery, 40% more in fact, and it heals you huge. And this is, when I'm turtling and trying to survive damage, I am usually kind of spamming Coag. It's what keeps me alive. Our backbar ultimate is definitely Up for debate. You can do what you want. I'd like Temporal Guard for the extra line of protection, but the oh shit button is amazing. When I'm in group play, most of the time I am running Shifting Standard in this spot, which does a ton of damage. It gives the enemies Major Defile, as well as there's a Shackle Synergy, which your enemies can then help do more damage with. When I run solo, it's usually Temporal Guard. Yep, that's we've done stats, we've done items, we've done abilities. So the last thing is CP. Running 32 in quick recovery for extra healing. We are running 49 in Hardy and Elemental Defender, 40 into Thick Skinned. This is a heavy armor build, so we are investing into things like resistances and extra healing, because we are taking the damage. We're not trying to like negate the damage. We've got 61 points into Ironclad and 39 into Resistant. I've got 40 points into Thaumaturge. We are doing a lot of damage over time abilities, and I feel like 40 is a good healthy spot for it to be in. We've got 81 points into Master at Arms. A lot of this is to do with Crimson. Crimson, the only thing that I've found in CP that affects Crimson is Master at Arms, so we put quite a lot of points into this. 11 in Staff Expert. We are light attack and heavy attacking between things, and when I'm at range, that's kind of the only ability I have to, or only way to do damage is through stave attacks. Got 45 points in the Spell Erosion, a little bit more than other ones because we're running heavy. I've got 56 points in the Elemental Expert and 37 in Blast. Very, very helpful. We need the heals. Between like running heavy and Crimson, it's just like it synergizes well. But we're trying to invest into something we are already investing into, so the extra points in Blast definitely do help. We've got 61 points into Shadow War because we are blocking a lot. We are running Sword and Shield. That is one of our major forms of mitigation, is blocking. So I put some extra points into that. Tumbling just helps when, oh shit moments. Got 37 points into that. We've got 37 points into Tenacity and 49 into Arcanist. I am heavy attacking a lot with this build, so yeah, works well. 29 points into Sprinter and 56 into Warlord and 1 into Siphoner. So that is about it for this build. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.